bodies know what's right and wrong. Our bodies know when we're doing the right thing or the wrong thing. So when something happens, the first thing it does, it taps into the subconscious, picks up some memories and goes, oh, this is going to happen. That's a great question. And one of the challenges, people don't know they need it. They don't know what they don't know. And this is when you start to get drained, you start to get tired, you start to suffer with depression and anxiety. You know, we always say, as long as you want something, you will never have it. And this goes against all the goal setting we've been taught over the years, that you've really got to want something really badly. You've got to want it more than the challenges that you have. Stop, take the time and just recognize, how would that feel to live in that life now? And it's amazing then, the energy that we put out in the universe and our subconscious all starts to work and make things happen for us. But as long as you say, I want it, then you're pushing it away.
Hello, everyone. Today, the guest of his own show is Keith. Keith is emotional intelligence coach and speaker. Today we have our first episode, and so the idea is to tell people about Keith, what he's doing, his courses, his programs, who he is as the person. So welcome to your own show. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thanks, Fredham. It's amazing to be on here. Well, it's my show. It's going to be amazing. But thanks for helping me on this first one. And yeah, I'm looking forward to working with you and going forward. Yeah,
absolutely. So, Matt, a lot of people that will watch this episode already know who you are. I know who you are. We met on the Circle Networks. But for new people, for people that will watch, maybe they don't know who you are. Maybe they are not on the Circle Networks. Can you tell a little or not a little about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So, a bit of personal details. I was born in Zimbabwe, came to the UK, went back from Zimbabwe to the UK over a couple of years, and then settled in the UK when I was around about 11. I currently live in a place called Worcester in the central of the UK. And I've got an amazing family. I've got 4 kids and a lovely wife. And I love life right now. I'm really enjoying life. But it wasn't always like that. You know, I had a pretty tough childhood. When I settled in the UK, school was not a good place to be. There's quite a lot of racism, not just by kids, but by teachers at the time. And I had to get over a lot of low self-esteem, you know. And growing up, I started reading, actually. I'm dyslexic as well, so I've got the gift of dyslexia. But I started reading on personal development books. That's how I learned how to read. And part of that was emotional intelligence. And I went on this long journey for the last 45 years learning about emotional intelligence. And I started coaching it and being an emotional intelligence guide around about 2011, which followed on from going on a retreat with a very good friend of mine, Sanjay, who ran this retreat. And I went on that retreat, and all that knowledge that I gathered over the years sort of clicked and came together. And that's when I started actually becoming a coach and a guide. And I absolutely love emotional intelligence. It makes your life so much easier and empowering, you know. But yeah, I just love helping people.
Amazing. To be honest, I think a lot of people do not know what emotional intelligence is.
Okay.
I think there is a gap in understanding sometimes something as important as emotional intelligence. So can you maybe explain what is an emotional intelligence?
Emotional intelligence is a broad spectrum, really, but to nail it down, it's making decisions from a high emotional place. So it's letting go of all the blockages and the limiting beliefs that we've got, going into our bodies. And we've all heard of women's intuition. So that's emotional intelligence. You know, men have it as well. We just don't tap into it very well. So what I do, I help people tap into that intuition, because our bodies know what's right and wrong. Our bodies know when we're doing the right thing or the wrong thing. So what I train people to do and help people and I guide them through is coming out of the heads into the bodies and making an emotional decision from a high emotional place. Something that's so powerful, you know, because we have thousands of thoughts coming in our heads every day. We can't possibly deal with all them thoughts, but what we can do is react to the ones that stay in our heads we can react in a positive way to them by noticing how we feel around that thought. And from that place, we make clearer decisions, our actions are clearer and better, our results are stronger, and then our thoughts start to become clearer and better. But so many people try and manage the thoughts, and you can't do that. But you can manage how you react and how you feel towards them thoughts.
What do you think, like, the things that are stopping us as a human to develop or to, like, improve our emotional intelligence? Are there things that's stopping you or anything like that?
Okay, so a lot of things, most of the decisions we make are based on past experiences and past memories. So around about 70 to 80% of the memories that we store aren't real. It's made up. They're not a real memory. It's fiction. But what we're doing, we're making decisions now based on previous memories that aren't real. So what's holding us back is that's what we're doing. We're making decisions based on things that aren't real. And a lot of this is fear because our subconscious, our brain is designed to keep us safe. So when something happens, the first thing it does, it taps into the subconscious, picks up some memories and goes, oh, this is going to happen. Usually not real. This is what we need to do. And this is where the blockages come in. This is where we stop achieving things, or we don't even try. We start looking to the future and getting scared and go, okay, if I do this, this could go wrong. And that's the wrong thing to do because the opposite could be just as true. If you do this, this could be great. So it's changing the mindset around everything. It's changing the way you react to your thoughts. And that's why it's important to go into your body and use your emotional intelligence to make these decisions, not make your decisions from a thought, a past memory that's 70-80% fiction. But it's just changing the way you do things, changing certain words from wanting to allowing. Things like that make a massive difference, because wanting is a really low energy. We do a lot of work around some work from Dr. David Hawkins. It's called Power versus Force, and it measures the energy attached to your emotions. And we coaching with people, or we're running workshops or retreats. We go through all this and explain why you feel in a certain way when you're in a certain emotion. We explain about the traits that you portray when you're in certain emotional states. Once you get an understanding of this, you start to understand emotional intelligence, and you start then to make clearer decisions. You start feeling good about everything. The way I describe it now, since I work with, like I say, a good friend of mine, Sanjay, who's, we still do stuff now, and he's a great mentor for me. If I've got problems, I'll always ring him up. Every coach needs a good coach to keep them on track. Any coach that says they don't need anyone, yeah, we all need someone. But I've got people on speed dial, so I have certain people that something comes up for me, I ring them. One of the most important things is be prepared to ask for help. People who don't ask for help, that's another thing that's going to hold you back. Just ask for help, and that's what I do. It's great. But since working with Sanjay, one of the things I've noticed is my bad days now are better than my good days used to be. So the same, I was going to swear then, the same rubbish comes up, the same challenges come up, but I just react in a completely different way, and that's thanks to the things I've learned, and that's emotional intelligence. You don't get stressed over things. You just stop, you observe how you're feeling, and you go, okay, let go of all the stuff that's coming up around that, and then you can make a clear decision. So,
and are there any symptoms that person can experience when they do not have emotional intelligence? Because I'm thinking right now that person listening to this episode, and they're trying to understand, do they need something like that? How they can experience that they need emotional intelligence coach, if that question makes sense.
That's a great question. And one of the challenges, people don't know they need it. They don't know what they don't know, So I quite often get people that come and work with me, and they tell me they're stuck, or they want to achieve something, or they're not achieving their goals, or they're getting stressed with work, or they're feeling anxiety and pressure. They're just not enjoying what they're doing. but they don't know why. And then that's where we have to dig in and sort of talk through the process with them. And it brings to the surface all the stuff that they've been burying. Because what we tend to do in life is we don't deal with issues. We suppress them and we hide from them. And this is when you start to get drained, you start to get tired, you start to suffer with depression and anxiety. And I've been through this myself, so I know what it's like. I've collapsed at work, I've ended up in hospital, I've been ill through just driving myself all the time and suppressing all the anger, especially around certain issues. You know, it's draining, but you don't know you're doing it. I didn't realise I was suppressing so much anger and so much fear about what could happen in the future. And then once I learned how to deal with these things, all this anger came out, all this fear came out, and I learned how to release it. And that's what I do with people. I help them release all the suppressed emotions so they can feel better about themselves and really start to enjoy their lives, you know. But most people don't know what they don't know. And that's what we are there for, to draw that out so you find out what it is that's holding you back. Find out what the things are that you're suppressing, and then we teach you how to let go of them. You know, I mean, my company's called Steps for You. The reason we call it Steps for You is we teach people the steps that they need to take in their lives every day to live a better life. You know, so we laughed about this the other day. One of my clients called me Nanny McPhee. I don't know if you know who Nanny McPhee is, but she basically said, when we need you, you were there, but then when we don't need you, but we want you, you're not there. And but the reality is, I'm always there for my clients. Even when I stop working with them, I'm always there at the end of the phone for them. You know, always will be. But that's the goal for me as a coach and a guide, is to help people help themselves. I don't want people to be reliant on me. I want them to be able to not need me and just enjoy the life. And then we become good friends and we have a great life together. But I don't want them to need a coach or a guide. I don't want them to need a therapist or anything like that. I want them to be able to use the tools that I teach them every day in their life so they can have a better life. And they can then have a positive impact on everyone around them.
Are there things that people can, so somebody's listening, they kind of understand that maybe they have the problem and they need to solve it. Yeah. Are there any maybe methods or things that they can try to implement right now? Maybe they suffer like pain right now. Are there things that can help them right now a little bit?
Yeah, there's lots of things. It's just maybe stopping sometimes. So when you're feeling something coming up, just stop, close your eyes and just breathe. Just take deep breaths in, hold it, and then breathe out. Deep breaths in, hold, and just do that for a little bit. And then recognize how you feel in your body. What's your gut telling you? And it calms you down. And then from that place, you can sort of get clearer. Well, like I say, we'll teach people the techniques of how to get rid of, how to let go of all these limiting beliefs, how to let go of these fears. You know, we run core programs, and it's, you know, and it comes down to 3 wants. And this is something that, you know, again, I've learned over the years, but then working with Sanjay, it brought it all together. So, and it's funny that you asked about what the people know, and you don't know what you don't know. I didn't know I had all this knowledge that I'd learned over the last 20 odd years, but didn't know how to apply it. So I'd got the knowledge, I just didn't know how to apply it to help other people. And then when I did this retreat with Sanjay, it clicked, it came together. Sanjay's helped me and guided me over the years, and he's encouraged me to do stuff on my own. Sometimes push me, get angry with me, to say you need to do this, you know, because I needed that push. I didn't have belief in myself, you know, so he's helped with all that. So I'm eternally grateful to him. But yeah, it's now I've got the skills, and I've got 40 odd years of knowledge that I can now apply to help other people. That's what I love. This is what I love doing, helping people. But for what people can do is just stop wanting control. So we have 3 core programs, and it's wanting control, wanting approval, and wanting safety and security. So we have 3 programs. I can't go into this on this sort of call, but there's a lot that goes on around this. But, you know, we always say, as long as you want something, you will never have it. And this goes against all the goal setting we've been taught over the years, that you've really got to want something really badly You've got to want it more than the challenges that you have. The problem with that is wanting is a really low energy. So in emotional intelligence terms, it's a low energy. And then when you're not achieving your goals, you start feeling really bad about yourself. And then that's when you start getting depression and anxiety and starting just not believing yourself. You start questioning yourself because I'm doing all this, I'm working really hard, but I'm not achieving my goals. The whole point of emotional intelligence is to be present and let go of all the wants around everything and just allow things to happen for you, and that's the magic. That's what we do,
That's interesting. You mentioned that you don't need to control it. You don't need to want. And I'm the person actually. To be honest, I'm the person that loves control. I love controlling things, and I know what you mean when you are telling how much energy you spend where you are not getting to the thing that you wanted originally.
Yeah.
And I should ask this question, like, what other emotions are there?
Oh, there's lots of emotions. It goes from everything from grief all the way up to apathy, and you've got fear, you've got anger, you've got pride. Pride's a really interesting one. Pride is when you're almost
But
there.
if you want something,
Yeah.
what types of emotion is better to experience?
If you want something, is feel it now. So look to the future. Say, this is what I want to have. This is what I want to allow myself to have. This is the life I want to live in the future. Stop, take the time and just recognize, how would that feel to live in that life now? Who would I need to be to live that life? What do I need to do to live that life? And then do the work, But the work is letting go of wanting it. And this is the bit that people struggle with. So it's like, you got to let go of wanting it, but allow yourself to have it. But feel it as if you're living that now. So whatever it is that you want in the future, imagine what it'd be like to live it now. And then feel that emotion. And then let go of any wants around that. And just allow yourself to have it. And it's amazing then, the energy that we put out in the universe and our subconscious all starts to work and make things happen for us. But as long as you say, I want it, then you're pushing it away. Emotionally, energetically, you're just pushing it away. So you need to allow yourself to have it, allow it to come to you. Allow things to happen. And quite often things will happen, but not in the way you expect them to happen. So it's, you got to, don't limit yourself. So sometimes people come to me with money goals and say, oh, I want to earn this much money. And I was the same. This is one of the goals I had when I started working with Sanjay. I said, I wanted to earn this. And he's like, well, why do you want to earn it? Well, how else can you get it? I said, well, can you be open to receiving it from other places? Well, yeah, of course you can. So it's changing the way you look at things, changing your wording around things, changing your sort of beliefs around what's possible. Start to believe in yourself. And this is what we do on our workshops and retreats. We get you to actually understand what you're capable of and believe in yourself. And sometimes, on retreats, not always, but sometimes we'll put you through challenges like we'll do glass walks and firewalks and arrow breaks and bar bends and, lots of challenges like that, which are great challenges in their own right, but they've got to have meaning. So many people do things like firewalks where you just do a firewalk for the sake of doing the firewalk, but you don't get any lessons from it. I pledge to myself and my team that when we do any event, whether it's a firewalk, a glass walk, team building event, charity event, it's got to be a life-changing event for those people who take part in it. So we're not just going to do a basic firewalk. We're going to do a life-changing event. We're going to do a workshop before anything we do that's really going to give people the tools that they can take forward to change their lives for the best, so they can live the life they were born to live.
Yeah. And I just must ask about the program, about the workshop, because I think a lot of people will benefit tremendously from that. Just break down what people can get from you, and we'll go from there.
Well, what they can get from us is, so we do one-day workshops that people can come on, and it's all about you as an individual when you're on the workshop. It's not about me. It's not about my team. It's about you as an individual. And we start the workshop off by getting to know you. What is it you're trying to achieve? What is it you want to get from the workshop? And then we'll write all this down. We'll put it on board so everyone can see what you want to work on. And throughout the day, we'll go through certain processes that are going to help you achieve them goals, help you get rid of all the limiting beliefs so you can actually go forward and live the life you want to live. And then hopefully at the end of that workshop, with it ticks all the boxes, you've got rid of all them limiting beliefs. And then you know and you believe that you can achieve all these things. We'll give you the tools to take forward in your life, that you can tweak things in your life to make things better. But this isn't, you come on a workshop or you come on a 3-day retreat and that's it. This is something you have to do every day. But it's only 5, 10, 15 minutes a day. So it's like you don't go to the gym for a week and then go, okay, I'm fit. It's something you have to keep doing. You don't start eating healthily and then stop and go back to old habits. It's a life change. It's a life choice. You've got to keep doing it. Same with emotional intelligence. You have to keep doing it every day. You have to keep following the process and using the tools that we give you fit to make a difference, you know. And if you do stop, you're still going to be better off than you were before you started, you know, but you might stop progressing, you know. So it's just being open to new things, you know. That's it. It's great. I love it.
And that's about program, but about workshop, what people can expect.
Yeah. So at a workshop, again, we'll do, if it's a 1-day workshop, we'll go through, you'll get a workbook to start off with, and then you can take forward, you can use every day. So, and add to that workbook, you can write in it, you can journal in it, but it's got reminders in, so you don't have to remember it. It's all written down for you. You'll be able to look at it and go, okay, that's what I should be doing today, or that's what I'm feeling. But like I say, we'll teach you the tools that you need to do on that workshop. We'll go through and teach you all the techniques and tools that you will need going forward. Now, I'm not saying that one workshop's going to solve everything, but it's a great starting point. And then from there, some people want to be coached with me or my team, and we'll guide them through their emotional intelligence journey. Some people want to come to a retreat after that, so we'll do a 3-day retreat where we'll do a lot of the things like firewalks and glasswalks. There's other things that we include. We also collaborate with a lot of other coaches as well. So we'll bring other people in to do their things that I think is appropriate for the group we've got on that retreat. And on the workshop sometimes. Sometimes on the workshops I'll bring another coach in, depending on the group that's there and what they want to work in. Because I'm good at what I do, but I don't do everything. So I'd rather bring somebody who's better than me in to cover another area of well-being coaching or whatever it is that you want to work with. You know, so based on the group that we're working with, I'll bring other coaches in to basically facilitate and let them help you. You know, it's I hate it when you've got one person standing there and it's all about me. It's not. It's the workshops, the retreats. It's never about me. It's always about the people in the room. They're the important people, you know, and that's why I love giving the best I can to everyone by bringing in the best coaches I know to help them. You know, it's great. You know, I've got a great friend of mine. He does breath work. I don't do breath work, but I know how good breath work is. So I'll bring a breath work coach in Dave to come and do breath work. You know, and I'll recommend people to go on his breath work classes because they're amazing. You know, I got so much from it. So I know how good they are. So I'll always recommend people that I've worked with in the past and I know are good. And then they're the people I recommend. And if people come to my workshop or my retreat and think, I want to work with that coach, great, work with that coach. You know, if that's the best person for them, the best fit, great.
And you already mentioned it multiple times, and you mentioned it in the group about retreats. And I just curious, like, what is the firework and glasswork? What are the
So firewalking is where you're walking over hot coals. So we build a fire and we spread it out and you walk over hot coals. And this is about facing your fears, really believing in what you want to do. You know, it just gives you that. It's a really quick way to get self-belief, you know. And sometimes we say to people, if you don't feel you want to walk, just don't walk. Because sometimes that's the important thing, is to make a decision not to do something, especially when you feel pressure from everyone else. Oh, I should be doing it. And this is where pride comes in. Sometimes people do it because they'll think they're going to look stupid if they don't do it. But actually, by saying no, that is the most powerful thing. And they'll get more out of saying no sometimes than actually doing the firewalk, But firewalking's been around for thousands of years. It's not a new thing. It's new to the Western world, but it's been going a long, long time as a rite of passage. And it's still used as a rite of passage now. When people are becoming men, they'll do a firewalk sometimes. And it's great. Glass walking, different thing. You're walking on broken glass. I find it quite meditative, so I love it because I can just lose myself in it. It's about being present, noticing how your body's feeling, noticing how your feet are feeling, listening to your body. It's a great thing to do. I just love glass walking, and if you can just do it slowly and just take your time and just be present, that sometimes the magic happens on the glass. We do lots of other things. We do fun things as well. We do things like Lego walks, where you're walking over. We have a massive trough filled with Lego. And we just do that as a bit of fun. But some people get a massive shift when they do it. We did it because, obviously, in the UK, insurance is an issue with kids doing firewalks, and glass walks. So kids can do it, but they're not going to be covered on insurance. So it's got to be with the parents, with parental consent. There's a whole process we go through just if a kid's going to do it. I think if kids could do it, it'd be great. But at the moment, we just can't get insurance for them. But yeah, so we decided doing Lego walks, so kids could take part in the event and do the Lego walk as well. We also use the Lego walks on community fun days, where we bring communities together and get the families playing together. And we have the Lego walks. We have lots of other games and challenges, little team building games that the whole family can take part in. And it's just a great way to connect families, because we have noticed that in this modern era where we've got tablets and phones, people don't play together anymore. They spend all the time on the phones and tablets. And so when we have these community fun days, we bring families together, but the families aren't allowed to have the phones on. They have to just play with each other. The parents have to play with the kids and really engage. And at first, some parents, not all parents, but some parents find that hard because they don't actually know what to do. But that's what we're there for. We're there to help and facilitate and show them what to do. And then they just have the best time ever. It's great.
Exactly. That's why I really enjoy going for a walk, or even going on a train to a different country, because I don't have any phones, I don't have any laptops, anything like that. Because if I would have something like that, I would use it, I would work, I would give myself an excuse to have something like that.
Yeah,
right. But when I was in Germany a few weeks ago, and we were walking whole day. I think we went 25,000 steps, something like that. It was something crazy.
Wow.
No phones, no laptop, anything like that. And even though you're physically kind of in pain, basically, because you've been on a walk for so many steps, for so many kilometers, but mentally, it's much better. You feel refreshed next day.
Yeah.
You feel much better.
Yeah, walking's great, because you are open to the elements. You're there with nature. You're at one, and you feel it, and you're present. You're clearer on your thoughts. It's a great way to clear your mind. And just go for a short walk. It's great for your health as well, but it's great for your mind. Meditation as well is something that everyone should do. So walking is a great way. When I'm walking, I feel like it's a meditation as well, because I'm clearing my mind. I'm getting rid of all the crap that's gone on, or the crap I've been thinking about or worried about. And when I come back from a walk, I'm clear about what I want to achieve. Same when you do meditation. It's just being present, letting go of all that crap and all the wants around everything. And then your decisions are just clearer. Everyone, I think, should start the day with a meditation and possibly end with a meditation. Whether that's to music, silence, or guided, whichever works for you, because we're all different. Different things are going to work for different people. But I think you can't beat having a walk or meditation in the morning and at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, people that are watching this episode, they should comment, like, and subscribe. They will find you on this channel. but for people that would want to work with you, where they can find you, or how they can
LinkedIn, or they can just pick the phone up and call me if they want to do that. We can, I'm happy to take phone calls, and I will always ring people back. If I can't answer it, I'll always ring people back. Drop me a message, text message, WhatsApp message, LinkedIn message, Facebook message, email me. You can email me. I don't know, are we going to put the contact details on here? The email?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay. Yeah. So, just get in touch however you want to get in touch. I like speaking to people on the phone. Yeah. So if you want to, I just prefer it on the phone. Yeah. I'm not a text person. I'm not an email person. I like to speak to people. I like to see people. Let's have a Zoom call,
Absolutely. So, man, that's the first episode. I wish you great luck with this channel, with the podcast. I hope you will slowly but surely kind of invite people, because I went today on a group call and everybody were talking about your podcast, how they will be guests, how they want to be a guest. So slowly but surely, you need to kind of start to build in this machine. And it's been an absolute pleasure to host your first episode. We will publish it very soon, I hope.
Thank you.
And to everybody watching it, don't forget to subscribe, like, and that's all for today. And bye-bye to everybody.
Bye, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.